For today's Cyber CEO episode,
it's all about leverage. That's the number one thing and the number one purpose for this. And give myself, my business partner, freedom and the opportunities to focus on other things within the business. It's freed up a ton of time for myself to really focus on other things, focus on closing deals and also looking forward and potential opportunities to grow the business in other ways. She's doing everything that we're asking her to and more. She came in right away. She was well trained. There was not a big learning curve. She's handled everything that we put in front of her very well. She's been knocking it out of the park. She's setting multiple appointments for us every day.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
All right. That's good to know. Now, we're very excited to have you. We know you have a lot of things to do, so we really appreciate you being on the show today. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help here. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe let's start with, what's your role in the business, Matt?
So my name is Matt Allensworth, real estate professional. I work both on the agent services side as well as on the investing side.
Okay. How long have you been in the real estate world, by the way?
A few years now.
Few years now. Next question. How about virtual leverage? Is this your first time working with someone virtual?
This one specifically that I hired personally, no. I joined a team, a real estate team that already had a couple cyberbackers in place. But for myself, me making the hire personally, it was my first one personally.
Okay, so before you had your own cyberbacker, you got to work with cyberbackers in your previous team then, is that right?
Yep, and we still are. I work with them in both facets. So that kind of gave me the comfort, seeing them at work and the kind of opportunity and the value that they can bring you before I invested in it myself.
We go. Now, do you think it's a hard transition from someone who's used to, especially in the real estate world, because I know for a fact that you're used to working with people that you can meet most of the time before the pandemic, right? But when the pandemic hit, everything went more virtual. So how do you think the transition was there? Was it difficult? Was it easy?
No, it was definitely easy. It was smooth, like you said. Working virtually is becoming definitely more common. So it was smooth. It was easy. No hiccups at all.
All right. Smooth sailing then. Now, more about your cyberbacker experience. You got to be paired with a cyberbacker now that you're working with personally. Before you got to work with her though, you went through the hiring process that we have here. How did that experience go for you?
It was good. It was really easy. Basically, we gave our hiring backer kind of the list, the criteria of what we were looking for in the role that we were trying to fill. They brought us 3 really good candidates. We were able to go through an interview process with all 3 of them, and we kind of narrowed it down and were able to choose the best one that we thought fit the role that we were trying to hire for.
There we go. So how did you know though? Was it just because of the list that you created, or now you're working with Mary, right? Your cyberbacker. So how'd you know that she was a perfect fit for your business?
It was kind of a combination of things. She had some prior experience doing a very similar role that we were trying to fill. So I think that was the biggest catalyst in being the decision. Also, her energy really stood out above the others that we interviewed. So those were the 2 biggest factors that really stood out, and her being the one that we chose.
Okay. Now, how long have you been working with her, by the way?
I think we're in our 3rd month now, I think.
First 90 days then, right?
Yeah.
what are the tasks that you leverage off to her every day then?
So really her main goal and her main focus is connecting myself and my business partner with other homeowners that we're potentially looking to sell.
Okay, so mainly a lot of communication for her then, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's solely just client outreach, basically. Just looking to be that middle point, that middle ground between connecting myself and my business partner with potential clients.
Gotcha. Now, talking more about her task then, I know it's a fairly new partnership, 3 months in. What are some of your growth plans for her? When I say growth plans, maybe new tasks that you have lined up for her within, let's say, the next 6 months from today?
Yeah. So, I mean, really, that's been her sole and only focus to this point, getting her comfortable with that role and really hitting and exceeding the essentially daily, weekly goals and expectations. She's been knocking it out of the park, honestly. Really, once we are comfortable with her, having a firm grasp of that, I think going forward, we can start throwing a couple more tasks her way, having her integrate those leads with the system or with the CRM systems that we have in place, and kind of nurturing those on her own. That's kind of what we have next in line, I think.
Gotcha. So really, for now, just mastering her craft and just focusing on what she does now. Now, I want to know, though, how has she impacted your business? Because we already talked about the things that she does, but of course, not just a task would impact the business, right? So how else has she impacted your business, Matt?
It's all about leverage. I mean, that's the number one thing, and the number one purpose for this was to be able to leverage and give myself, my business partner, freedom and the opportunities to focus on other things within the business, right? So it's freed up a ton of time for myself to really focus on other things, focus on closing deals, essentially, but then also looking forward and potential opportunities to grow the business in other ways.
Yeah, because I know for a fact that without leverage, 24 hours in a day isn't enough for a real estate business, right?
No, never. Yeah.
Now, again, it's a fairly new partnership between you and Mary. I know for a fact that some of our listeners might have a difficult time transitioning into the virtual world. Now, my question is, do you have any tips that you can share with them on how to create a strong bond, again, with someone who's virtual?
Two things. One, make sure that the role that you're potentially looking to hire a cyberbacker for is clear and defined, but then also have that role be one that fits virtually well. So don't look to hire a cyberbacker that is at certain points in their job and their duties it would make more sense to have an in-person meeting, just have it be clear, defined, so they know what their task is, but then also something that fits that virtual role well.
Of course. So the right role, right person, right tasks then, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, one last question, and then I know for sure Mary's going to be able to watch this once we have this online. Now, what do you like most about Mary, your cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about her?
Again, it's just going back to knocking everything out of the park. She's doing everything that we're asking her to and more. She came in right away. She was able to, she was well-trained. There was not a big learning curve. She's handled everything that we put in front of her very well. She's doing everything that we ask of her and more. We may have set the bar a little too low for her, at first, because she's setting multiple appointments for us every day.
Gosh. Now, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership leads to for the next couple of months. And again, Matt, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you today.
Of course.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.